And you may want to hear the words that they're saying because that is what marketers do. They hear the words that their customers are saying, what problems they say they're having, what needs they want. Because all you have to do is then repeat those words back outward to your customer and you're going to solve that pain point. Hi, I'm Jacqueline Snyder, and this is the Product Boss Podcast. I've helped launch and grow thousands of product-based businesses, even one of my own. And over the last 20 years, I've seen behind the scenes of businesses just like yours. Whether they are makers, manufacturers, artists, or food and beverage businesses, I have spent so many hours studying it all. I've discovered what makes them successful. What are mistakes they could avoid? How did they turn an idea into successful business? And what are strategies they have used to make more sales and be discovered by more customers? This is what this show is all about. Whether you're just starting out or you're looking to become a $1 million product boss, I'm here to give you the permission to chase your dreams, no matter how big or small. All you need is the right mindset, a little courage, strategy, and support, and you too can be the next $1 million product boss. Let's do this. All right, product boss. So do you ever feel like the marketing playbook is always changing? I mean, I know I do. And when it comes to running your product-based businesses, it's hard to find the time to spend on top of everything else you're doing, I know, to keep up and stay on top of the trends. Am I right? That's why I'm so excited to announce that HubSpot has created their 2024 State of Marketing Report. They've done the work for you through surveying more than 1,400 marketing pros from across the world and pulling together the top marketing trends that will have the most immediate impact on your business. This is the exact report you need to stay on top of the marketing game without doing all of the extra work to figure out what's working and what's not. Talk about a game changer. Visit HubSpot.com/state of marketing to get your free copy of the 2024 State of Marketing Report for all the trends shaping marketing this year. Hey, product bosses. Okay, so today's coaching session is with a business owner who is all about helping other product bosses. She's Dana of Hype Girl Supply Co. And she sells high quality shipping supplies with a cohesive brand aesthetic to businesses in order to make their lives easier. She's currently 6 months into her journey and she's seen a strong start, but she's starting to feel like her marketing isn't speaking to the right customer. We're going to focus on who she's speaking to and make sure she's hitting her goal of helping other product bosses thrive. All right, let's meet Dana. Dana, welcome. Okay, I'm so excited about our coaching call. Your company is called Hype Girl Supply Co. And I feel like you are the product boss hype girl. You're hyping so many people when I follow you on Instagram. So you're so amazing. But would you mind sharing with me what you're making? What do you make? What do you sell? And where do you sell it?
Sure. So I sell primarily shipping supplies. Our biggest seller is polymailer shipping bags. And we also have a cohesive brand. So it's a one-stop shop for the product boss who wants to find a polymailer that also has a cohesive sticker, thank you insert card that is done for you. And one thing that really sets us apart is we really wanted a white glove service for the small business owner because we wear so many hats and I wanted to have pretty much grab and go shipping supplies. So our thank you inserts, for example, are front and back designs where you can simply write your name, write your customer's name. When your customer's unboxing it, they feel like they are the one and only customer that you focused on that day. So we really want to be a white glove shipping supply company for small business owners.
Amazing. Your stuff is so cute and so designed. So can we design our own or do we pick from what you already have?
We pick what we already have. And something that I really wanted to prioritize is every design that you see has been designed by a female small business owner. I cannot draw a stick person to save my life. So I want to highlight and share other people's talents, so to speak. So we have different designers at every bag, and we always give credit where credit's due. So on the back of every poly mailer bag, you will see our company name as well as the designer who put my vision to life, so to speak.
So cool. Very cool. Very pretty and fun and all the stuff. So good. Okay. So jumping into our coaching session today,
Mhm.
you just recently joined Multi-Stream Machine. Is that right?
Yep, it was
Or
something that I've been looking for over a year, and it was my Valentine's Day gift to myself.
love it. Just discuss where you were and where you are now. Because I see that you have really big goals. So what you've already made this year, what you'd like your annual goal and your monthly revenue to be. So where were you before? What did you shift and change since joining? Because then I want to get into sort of what your next steps are.
So we're still fairly new. We just hit the 6-month mark. So it was just getting your feet wet and just trying to figure out what's our game plan, really getting niche down to who we're speaking to, and just being able to organically be found on social media has been my primary focus. And then once we joined MSM, I really took the bite sized pieces. Okay, so first off, we worked on pricing, and that was for the most part reassuring. We're in the ballpark. But the big thing also was product photography. I have a hard time with getting creative. It's a poly mailer bag. So being able to paint a picture for my customers on how this can be used, how it can elevate their business and simplify their life. I still struggle with that. And just SEO. So those were my three pathway to profits, if you will. So that was what I focused
Yeah.
on first.
And didn't you have some sort of really big win right after?
Huge win. So we joined MSM. The next day, I had an order for 1,400 poly mailers. And then
Amazing.
at the same day, so this both happened the day after I joined, I had a manufacturer from within the States contact me, reach out to me, asking if we would want to partner up with them, which I love staying in the United States if possible. So we opened up the floodgates and things just started
Yeah.
happening really quick.
Yeah, I think I remember you posting it, and it wasn't a direct reflection of something you learned in the program because it was 24 hours later, but I think one of the things that it allowed was, like you said, it was you're present to yourself, whether it's abundance or mindset or God or whatever you wanna do, or
Mhm.
manifestation, it's like you said, the floodgates open, so you're like, "Oh, this is what happens when I allow myself to step forward and into it and to grow."
Right.
So I love that happened. Okay, so you were saying that your biggest struggle currently is bringing customers to your website, so getting website traffic. And some of the things you wanted to talk about today, let's say this session, is gaining the confidence and knowing that you're on the right path and you're doing the right things. And over time, you're going to continue to see the growth trend, which I
Right.
love. So, where
Right.
do you want to dig into? What do you want to dig into first?
So I think for me, since joining MSN, I've been able to have more fun with content creation. And so I really just want to play into that again because when I first started, I had fun and I just didn't get inside my head so much. And so now, since joining MSM, you guys have really given me the backbone and like the fairy godmother of, yes, you are on the right path. You're doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. And just you've given me that courage to just play and have fun. And I truly believe like that's when people really connect with you as a business owner, or they decide that they want to purchase from you is okay, Dana's having fun. She's creating a product that she was so confident in. And I just really want to relay that to my audience.
Yeah. You're technically a B2B product, right? So
Yep.
you're for other business owners and anyone listening right now, like they would be an ideal customer. The
Hmm.
thing though that is different is that you have a very specific aesthetic
Right.
to your mailers. So it also has to be something that aligns with how other people want to represent their brand.
Hmm.
So they're not looking to go on Uline and buy just like regular bubble mailers that are like solid colors. Maybe they're not ready to do anything that's custom because they don't want to buy into those minimums. So you are a little bit more in a niche with your
Right.
current designs attracting a very specific customer,
Hmm.
and that customer is probably they have a younger customer. So not the business doesn't have to be young, but they have that younger consumer that likes like the fun, bright. It's
Hmm.
not Urban Outfitters, but like that idea, that level.
Right.
So is that where you want to be?
So this was our initial investment, which I pulled out my 401k and like we believed in it and we just went for it. So we have in production now a summer collection, which is 4 designs, and we definitely have a little bit more of a variety. We have more earth tones, neutrals. The one that you see in the back, that is by far one of our best sellers. It's more of a neutral palette. And so we wanted to play into that because that's something that can be used all year round. So we have 4 new designs coming out, and they are a little bit more appealing to the eye for more small business owners, I feel like.
Okay. And it's okay if you're not for everybody. That's
Mhm.
totally okay because what you've created is something that probably a lot of people can't find.
Right.
But when you're thinking about positioning yourself in the market or like product market fit, you are a new business. You have done really so far because you said your current year to date revenue. So it's pretty great because we're just hitting the beginning of April is over 7K. And you said the past month I brought in just under $3,000 since you joined Multi-Stream Machine because you joined in February. So really the past month was March. So you did
Right.
over half of what you did in that month. Now your goal is to get to 10K. Would it be a month or by the end of the year?
By the end of this month.
10K for like you just want to add another 3,000
Nope, I wanna do 10,000 sales in April.
in a month. Okay, great.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So the question is then is what do we need to get average order values to so that
Mhm.
we can work on you need 10 people placing $1,000 order with you.
Right.
And that would be really easy, right? You need 20 people placing a $500 order with you or a mix of that. So a lot of times we can reverse engineer our goals. And then when you look at like the 10,000, reverse engineer it and say, what would my average order values need to be? How many versions of that? When you're trying to hit a certain financial goal, the first thing to do is break that goal down into something tangible. You want to make $5,000 a month? How many product sales is that? How many customers? Once you start seeing these numbers, you get clarity on what it's actually going to take to hit that goal. It stops becoming an arbitrary number and instead becomes something you can build a step by step guide to achieve. So, we need to incentivize larger purchases. So I love the fact that you have these like bundles, these sticker bundles, or not
Mhm.
sticker bundles, but like the card, the sticker, that. So
Mhm.
how many people buy that from you?
I would say probably 10% of all my orders
Do
are a
they know they
bundle.
exist? Like,
Yeah,
do they know that it's all done together?
yep, and then I really try to promote, like, you buy more, you save more, so if you price out my actual products, if you buy a 100 pack, that is a less price per unit if you buy a 100 pack versus a 25 pack, but I really try to purchase or promote the bundles. We have a mini chat set up for that will take them immediately to bundles and all the other fun stuff too.
So when
And
I
then
land on your page, though, I don't actually know that's available. So I like the one stop shop for your shipping supplies. I can look at this and be like, okay, like I belong or I don't belong, right? It's
right.
got this, the way that your font is, like it does appear young, which is fine because
Mhm.
it's okay to have your own customer. Even though you're telling me insert cards, packaging stickers, and poly mailers, nowhere on this front page, I can actually make my life so much easier by putting together a bundle. And then if I go to shop, it's also bundles is, and I don't know if bundles is the right word, let's say, so we're going to probably have to come up with some sort of marketing,
Okay.
but it's almost, I think, a differentiator for you, and you can correct me if I'm wrong because I don't actually know your competition as well as you do. Do they offer the same service? Do they offer the whole mix?
I think I'm the only one that has, like, a full prepackaged bundle.
Okay, I don't have all the words for you, but it's
Mhm.
something like a done for you set or something. Wanna, like, impress wanna have a fully branded experience to impress your customers, like a great, like, unboxing experience.
Mhm.
Buy the X set or kit.
That's why I kept on going to, like, white gloves, but I know that's not the correct.
Yeah, white glove is a little, and white glove might be too hoity-toity for the kind of customer you're going for, because it's not white glove to me is you're gonna customize it for me, you're gonna work with
Right.
me. So, it's more of you're solving a big problem for people, and I think that might be a pain point, like, you're in Multi-Stream Machine, you could jump
Mhm.
in a call with you might ask a few people, "Hey, I sell poly mailers and this and that. Would anyone be willing to hop on a call with me for some market research?" And I think people would say, "Absolutely." You can gift them a pack of 25. And you may wanna hear the words that they're saying because that is what marketers do. They hear the words that their customers are saying, what problems they say they're having, what needs they want. That's why I love when people work in person, they do their markets, like farmers markets or art shows, or because they're actually interacting with humans and they can hear what they're saying. Because all you have to do is then repeat those words back outward to your customer and you're going to solve that pain point. So, knowing that, you may not go like end user experience. Like you could say, we all love a good unboxing.
Mhm.
Buy the complete unboxing kit. So you have your thank you card, sticker, and mailer, mix and match, or already done for you, makes an awesome unboxing experience. So then
Like
we're
the
all like,
ultimate
yeah, that's what we
unboxing
want.
experience.
And then that
Okay.
makes more sense to the pain point of your customers. Because White Glove makes me feel like you're going to hop on a call with me.
Right.
I do the one-stop shop for your shipping supplies. There's probably more you can add long term, but I think that the special sauce that you have, one is the design aesthetic. You are going to pick what you like. That's
Mhm.
going to be through you. And the secondary part is this combo kit that solves the pain of your customer, which your customer is a product boss out there
Mhm.
that can't afford custom yet or doesn't want to buy into it, wants a cool package to show up to their customer. They want their customer to be delighted because otherwise they're going to spend money printing their own cards,
Right.
right? They're going to spend money printing their own stickers. So you're actually
Mhm.
giving me like this cool experience for my end customer without me having to charge for all that.
And then like the thought process is I'm helping you, the product-based business owner, allowing your customers or getting your customers excited to post that reel, to talk about your business in the stories and give you free advertisement. That's the end game that I'm going for is how to connect that bridge to get that verbal referral kind of
Yes.
organically, if that makes sense.
And that is what we want. So that is something where you're like, yeah, that's exactly what experience I want my customers to have. Yes, that's exactly what I want them to do. So if it's a match, it's like Cinderella and the glass slipper, and you're the glass slipper and your customer fits your type of product for now. Who you are
Mhm.
today, you do have to come out and be specific in your prints. If we go to Rifle Paper Co., we know what we're getting from Rifle Paper Co. They're not doing prints like you because that's not their customer. So if we know what we're getting, and I see I'm just going to throw it out there. Hey Mavens or Eugenia Kids, or I'm just trying to think of some of the students that we've worked with that are fun and pop and bright colors. They would be, I think they would match really well. But if we're
Mhm.
thinking about a Vanna Chup jewelry or something like that, where she's like really high end gold jewelry, she might not be the fit, and that's okay. You do not have to
Right,
be for everybody. So being
right,
really specific about your niche target customer. And I love that you're being funny and all the things you're doing on social because you're attracting that kind of customer that doesn't necessarily need to be so serious. Like everything is
right,
fun and playful and rainbows and smiley faces and
right. So this is my second product-based business, and I that was my thought process right away. Was I put so much stress on myself for my first business to fit, a more mature aesthetic. And my husband and I had a talk, and I said, if we're gonna do this and we're gonna have fun, I want to have fun. Like I want to be that
yeah,
kind of that outlet for product based business owners to be able to come and get a good laugh and get a little humor and just remind themselves it's okay. We're not supposed to know everything all at once. We're gonna have fun doing this. Like we chose to be entrepreneurs, so let's have fun. So
yeah.
that's the vibe I went for because we do stress ourselves out and we do wear all the hats all the time. And I just want this to be a fun escape and just a good community for people.
Yeah, I agree. And I already my brain know a bunch of people that they have fun and they do like to be like outwardly like there's a company called Shop Fun Club and there's stuff that she does that is funny and poppy and crass. So long term of your business can shift, but
Yep.
for now, I like you staying niche to this market. Now, I wanted to share this with you. It's Everlane. They're a company that says they're transparent about what it costs them to make each one of their
Mhm.
products. There's a lot of costs that we can't neatly account for, like design, fittings, wear testing, rent, and office and retail space, but we believe you deserve to know what goes into the products you love. So they try and be transparent with the materials and the hardware and the labor, and they'll actually share that with people. But one
Right.
thing that's interesting about this that they have, because this is for every product, but you may want to share with your ideal customer what it would cost to do it by themselves and what it costs to do it through you.
Okay. I love that.
So, yeah, like stickers, time spent, like designing them, ordering like 100 of them is X amount, the poly mailer, all this stuff. Your time priceless. And then you go to and it's going to save you like headache and heartache and design time. Like your time is better spent doing these other things. So let us do this for you. So I think you could just play with a bunch of different types of messaging, but I just thought about the price comparison might be
Mhm.
another good seller for people to be like, oh, yeah, I can do it myself. I don't have the capacity right now to do it myself. Or, oh, yeah, I am going to save money if I buy from Hype Girl that I get like everything I need in a bundle. Like you've solved it for me.
I love that. And that's the biggest thing is just the amount of time. People, it's so quick to, okay, I'm going to go to Vistaprint. Would you recommend me using a big name like that on my website? Like you can go to Vistaprint and get them for an insert card for 25 cents a piece, or just, would you say a big box store?
Yeah, you can say like the big guys or the online ones. You can call it Mista Print. Like
Yeah.
you can make
Okay,
your own
that's funny.
names,
I like that. That fits my brand.
right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're like, okay, we got Mista Print out there. You all know who I'm that
Yeah.
Mista, like big box, whatever. Like here, because you're also
Okay.
a girl, right?
Love that.
Or
Mr. Like,
Boo Line.
yeah. Okay. I like that. That's funny.
Like Boo Line, you guys are like those catalogs you're wasting all that money on.
I get a pamphlet or a big, huge booklet every quarter.
I feel so bad every time I have to throw them away. I'm
I
like,
do too.
what do I do? But just side note, just a super side note, if you do get them, I like to do like a scavenger hunt of the most random stuff they put in the boxes. I've posted
Yes.
them before on social because I'll be like, here's a head statue of Napoleon and it fits in this box.
That's a series that I've been working on with my virtual assistant is what fits so it ships to
Oh,
create a
yeah, that's cool.
social. So then that way we can engage and encourage my audience. Okay, I sell scrunchies, I sell t-shirts, I sell whatever plush bunny rabbits. And then that way I can take their comment and then move forward with creating a reel on that and showing them what size
So
fits best.
there's a company that I love. She's a student of ours, and I'm a huge fan, and it's Bad Tags. And
Okay.
she sells tags for dogs that are so crass and they're hilarious. They're like dog tags. And then she does custom engraving on it. And people write hilarious things because they're already buying a tag that says my mom's a bee, things like that.
Yep.
So she always shows it and she'll cover up the customer's like name or phone number, but she'll show the other stuff they write. And she goes viral on these posts. So there is something interesting of the most random things you could put in a mailer and you'll be like, I don't recommend you mail live fish, but you could fit a salmon.
Yeah.
My sister actually, when she was in college, had to work for a fish, like a company that sold tropical fish. And I have to ship fish via UPS. And I was like, that's crazy. Hey, friend. Okay, so it's podcast recommendation time. And this month, I'm all about listening to Another Bite, hosted by John Dick, Jory Monroe, Leslie Green, and Ariel Boswell, which is brought to you by the HubSpot Podcast Network, the audio destination for business professionals. Each week, they break down episodes of everyone's favorite business television show, especially as product bosses, Shark Tank, offering their own unique thoughts, spin-off companies, and critiques. Now, my favorite recent episode of theirs is called Guilt-Free Bacon, and it's here with Meet the Mushroom, which highlights one of my masterminders from the inner circle. Shout out to you, Aaliyah, who made it onto Shark Tank with their product, Shroom Bacon. It's vegan bacon made of mushrooms. Okay, I love the show. We've been on the show, which is Another Bite. It's so good. And the fact that now they're talking about one of our fellow product bosses who had two sharks, that's right, two sharks become investors. And they break it down. It's so good. So all you have to do is tune in to hear how it went. So listen to Another Bite wherever you get your podcasts. Oh my goodness, friends. Have you heard that we just launched a brand new program called Standout Society, your 8-week product biz breakthrough to getting more customers and standing out in a crowded market? Listen, I know that product business owners, they need to learn how to get paying customers and stand out in a crowded market without all the things, right? Without lowering your prices, without paying for ads, without thinking you need to do all these other things. And, Tim Ferriss had this quote and he said, even if you have the best possible version of what it is you're selling, if no one knows about it in the first place, then you don't have a market. So this brand new program is for literally anyone who sells products, whether you're just starting out or you've been in business for years. If you're a business that needs customers and you're struggling to reach your ideal audience and get them to convert to sales, then this is for you. Now, I am so excited because I'm teaching this totally live. It's the very, very, very first time that we're launching it. I'm teaching it live over 8 weeks, and it will actually be the only time I teach this live. So if you decide to join in the future, which you totally can, I can't promise that the price will ever be this low. And I know that I will not be teaching it live again. So if you're like, I want this, let's do this over the next 8 weeks. Let's do it together, my friends. All you have to do is head to theproductboss.com/SOS, theproductboss.com/SOS, because here's the deal. We're going to dig into the 4 foundational bits of your business that I think so many people have missed. They've gone from coming up with the idea, making the product, and jump straight to selling it. But here's the deal. No amount of trainings or courses or tactics or anything that I teach you in any of my other programs are going to work if you don't have clear foundations in your business. And I know that that's not like the sexiest thing to hear, but guess what is? Getting more customers. So if you're feeling fuzzy and unfocused and frustrated and you're like, I'm trying to do this, but I don't know what to do, this is the time that we have to go back in and think this is what you have to do. So the Standout Society, the whole goal to this is to have you have a breakthrough in your business over the next 8 weeks, because I want to help you get more customers and stand out in a crowded market. So head to theproductboss.com/SOS, theproductboss.com/SOS, and I cannot wait to see you inside. At the beginning of the session, Dana mentioned that she wanted to paint a picture of how her product can help her customer. That starts with the understanding of who her customer is and what their pain points are. Luckily for Dana, her ideal customers are product bosses just like you, and we've got plenty of pain points. Am I right? But she also mentioned a couple of other interesting things. She wants this business to be fun and to help other product bosses find fun and ease in their business. That's pretty compelling, don't you think? So, as we talk this through, it's important to get clarity on who you're selling to and the unique ways your product can solve their problem. I think when you say, I want to gain the confidence to know I'm on the right track, you've been doing this for a couple of months and you're obviously on the right track because you've been making sales and money and you've got new products in development. And this is not your first rodeo. Like, you've been in this business before. We can talk about, you were saying how to make money off of emails. You were talking about how to drive traffic to your website. What do you feel like is like the biggest pain point for you right now?
I think just the organic outreach yet is there's some heavy hitters, like I said before, in the same niche as me, I guess you would say. So to be able to build that trust is, I think, the biggest thing. So we offer sample packs. It's a $6 sample pack. That way people can see our mailers, feel the quality. But just to be able to outreach, we've been working, my VA, Amanda, and I have been working really hard on building my email list and building trust that way. And then with SEO, I've also been using the same outline, but we've been using the emails and flipping that into a blog for our website for SEO, which I know takes a little bit to get going, but just to really, I want business owners to feel comfortable and confident coming to our website. They know that whatever we put out, even if down the road we do put a new product out that's going to be quality, once I feel like the reviews start coming and everything, it's just going to gain more and more trust. So that's why I put the reviews at the bottom of our website. And I feel like that's been a positive influence since I've done that, since joining MSM too. But just to get, I
Yeah.
think just there's so many heavy hitters. I think that just to build that trust, like the know and trust.
So let's move away from talking about the heavy hitters. And I say
Okay.
that because actually we were looking to buy a house. We are still looking. It's never, I don't know. Anyways, yesterday is my manifestation issue. But yesterday we were like, we wanted to put an offer in for this one house. We can't get a loan on it because it's an absolute dump that someone halfway pulled apart. So this is all an aside. But my husband, all he could think about was, what about all the contractors that are to come in and put offers in? And I was like, can you stop thinking about all these other people out there
Mm-hmm.
and start thinking about what we can do to actually win the bid on it? So I was like, can we get more creative? We just have to figure out how we can do it and not worry about We don't know how many people, what the contractors are, if they're going to do cash. We have no idea about that. So let's not worry about things that are completely out of our control. So what
Right.
we know is that you're already different than the other people out there.
Mhm.
Your design aesthetic so far to me, and I don't know the names that you named to me. I don't know these people. I knew somebody that we did collaboration with some back in the day, their stuff. But I don't know all the ones that you believe are heavy hitters. And probably if you were to ask our community where you get them, I doubt they would all name the same people.
Right.
So we just need to be really strong in who we are, what we stand for, and like your differentiator in the market. I right now see, and if you're telling me from your own market research that other people aren't selling these like done for you kits, then I almost feel like, what if you tested leaning into the full kit? You try like a whole marketing campaign around it. You're known for it. You show all the pieces, you show what an unboxing would look like. And you start with that. And then you say they are available for individual. They'll come for that, but they might buy individual. And then listen, you drop a new collection, the new collection's here. You show the kits, you show the individuals. But part of it is this done for you package that I don't have to worry about. Even your stickers are varied. So that's even a part that makes it feel like I'm even getting more value because
And that was intentional too, because I wanted when you're packing orders and you're staring at the same sticker for a roll of 500, that gets really boring
yeah,
from personal experience. That gets super boring and just routine. So even the point of, yes, it upfront costs me a little bit more money to have that variety. I wanted my customers to have that variety. So every package looks and feels a little different and it keeps what might be a little boring task a little bit more exciting and fun, you
yeah,
know?
yeah. Fulfillment's a little, if you're lucky enough to have that many orders, fulfillment
Right.
sucks.
Yeah.
You're like, how many more? I just coached someone who was like, I want to sell more, but I don't want to pack. She sells like dishes and I don't want to pack all those dishes. So she doesn't actually, and I was like,
Right.
we need to hire for that part. Yeah. So I think for me, at least from this call so far, that feels like the differentiator. And I think like we have the new program Standout Society. And part of this is a lot of what I see showing up for people is you actually do know your ideal customer and you have your niche. But the idea right now is that product market fit. So we know that the customer's out there. We know you've got the product, but now we have to like make your brand messaging make sense so
Right.
that your customers, I get it. I get it. And thank you. And I'm going to keep coming back to you. And then all your marketing gets easier. And then when I talk about what the offer is, because I say like nail your offer, nail your pricing psychology. One thing is that I don't want you to undercut the other people out there. I want you to price the same as them
Okay.
because we know it sells. If raise your prices is what I would do. And then the offer is what's the offer that is the thing that you can hang your hat on. And as of right now, at least how I'm seeing it, it could be these kits.
Okay.
Bundles, kits. You might want to use the language. You might again want to talk to, you've got this community built in with MSM. You might want to like hop into a community, chat like a few people. Hey, these are my mailers. If you feel like you fit this like aesthetic, I'd love to hop on a call with you. I can gift you some, but I have some market research I want to do. And then
Okay.
ask some questions, maybe record it, do a Zoom call or some way that you can record it so you can hear back the words that they're saying and say it. Like, would you be attracted to these if they were called a kit or a bundle? Like, you might do some pre work and then put it out for them and see what they say and then say, what's your biggest pain point?
Love that.
And then all your marketing starts to come back to that.
I think that's my hardest, like what you were talking about it. As far as social media, I feel like I know who my brand is, who my ideal audience is, my niche, but just the actual messaging, I get caught up in my own head sometimes of, okay, it's a poly mailer bag. Like, what can I create a reel about? So I like that's the hardest thing I think for me and where I get in my own head. And then it's just, okay, I'm just going to do a packaging video. Just go back to basics type of deal.
People love to, yeah. And people love to close the loop on stuff. They love to finish something. So that's why so many of us will watch the silliest videos where we're watching someone make a coffee from start to finish
Right.
or frost a cookie or I don't know, there's one I got hooked to that like you just go into it and like you're hooked to it and you're like, how am I still watching this thing? But I just need to see how it's going to end up. So there is a level of you taking us through something. It might be like, watch this turn into this. Watch me pack this golden calf. I don't know. But people like to see something complete and you'll get to it. You don't need to know it just yet. But then and then the other side of this for you is If you know your ideal customer, you've nailed your ideal customer, their biggest pain points, you understand the market and who's out there and what your differentiator is, then I actually think that it would be great for you to do your own outreach to your ideal customers versus waiting for your customers to come find you. Because right now you are contingent on the algorithm and the content you create and all of that, but you know exactly who your ideal customer would be. And you just need to, right now, you're on this podcast and we're like the top product based podcast. So good for
Right.
you. Like all
Right.
these people are listening. Hey, if you sound like you're the right customer, go visit, I'm just going to say it, but go visit the Hype Girl Supply Co. That's one way. But
Mhm.
that's again passive where it's like marketing and we hope it happens. The next thing is that you go find your ideal customers online, through stores, through social media, and then you reach out to them and you actually engage with them and you say, "Hey, would you like to try this out? I'd love to send you a 25 pack of our kit. Like you're like our ideal customer and you could do some giveaway or you could just let them know you exist or you might." That's how people in sales like swipe people from other companies is they get a sales team together that's, "Would you like to improve your home internet?" Or no, T-Mobile is the perfect example. "We'll buy your phone back."
Right.
Right? You switch from AT&T to T-Mobile, we'll buy your phone, we'll pay off your contract. So I'm not saying
Yeah.
that you have to offer that stuff, but it's that
Right.
idea of like, how do you swap them over? How do you make it easy? Or how do you
Mhm.
just let them know you exist? But you're going to people that have the aesthetic of the product that match your product. So it's an easy yes. Because if you went to me at the Product Boss, I'll just say it's not right now in its current state is not our aesthetic, which is totally fine. So if you came
Right.
to me, I'd be like, this is such a cool idea, but it's not my aesthetic. That's cool. But you're going
Mhm.
to see all the ones that are your aesthetic and there's millions of those people. So I think it's a little further than what we're talking about, but I would first tell you to search out those
Okay.
customers and then I would first start to probably search them on Instagram, let's say. I would also, when you follow someone, you could hit the little bell and I would toggle on posts, stories, and reels, let's say. And it
Mhm.
actually lets you know when they post a reel, a story, or a post, whatever it is. And then you can actually you'll get alerted. So maybe you could be one of the first to comment.
Love that.
So now you're commenting something more than love it. And
Right.
then you're going to actually start to show up organically in their feed.
Okay.
One huge advantage of knowing your target customer is that you can stop waiting and hoping they'll discover you and instead take your business directly to them. This works especially well for B2B businesses, which is business to business, where you can follow and comment on a brand's social media. But the same idea applies to customers or influencers as well. When you have clarity around your product offering and who it's for, reaching customers becomes so much easier. How many people do you have on your email list?
I think we're at 1,200.
Oh, that's great. And
Yeah.
so how often do you send emails?
We do once a week. So this is something that I would like an outsider opinion because myself and my V are just in the trenches with it. So we send out a weekly email that is just a little fun tidbit that can be a tangible task for small business owners. We just talked about, for example, spring break and how, if you have kids, like how not to fight the urge to work. Like, just it's okay to unplug. But every week, we also give 3 trending audios. So it's one of those things that hopefully people can grab, plug and play, and encourage them to stay consistent with their social media. But it's one of those things where I want it to be a community vibe, but am I confusing them or giving them, I don't wanna say the wrong
Yes,
information? You know
you
what I
are.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what is the intention? So the intention of Hype Girl Supply is truthfully user experience, right? Like end user experience or
Right.
customer experience. Would you
Yep.
say that or
Yep.
yeah? Okay. So you said we're on a mission to help you, a small business owner, rocket and shine like disco balls. So I think maybe digging into this a little bit more, we're here to help you. It's help me help you thing. But maybe the more value that you would create for me is not trending reels because that has nothing to do with my user experience. But maybe it's tips for customer satisfaction, customer experience.
Okay.
And it could be like, if you want to build community, people want to be seen. So you could even ask them like, hey, reply back and share like we'd love to feature you in the next newsletter or something where it's like a shout out to a small business owner who just got like an awesome review from a customer or like an awesome unboxing. Like tag us on like unboxings. If one of your customers is using it, tag us. We want to shout you out as a community. We want to celebrate you because you really are building a small business community in the way that you want to build it, but really you're trying to be helpful to us, making and supplying us these packaging supplies for the experience that our customers get. So you're saving us time and design energy and all that, but then because the end result is the experience the customer gets. So if you can dig into that, now you can use ChatGPT, you can look up blogs, like you can get all the information you need if you don't already have it yourself to start thinking through ideas of what else does a customer need. So it might be like, I don't know, how fast should we ship a product? Like, how do we compete with Amazon? That would be interesting. Or I don't know, how to get like even things on customer returns. There's things like that that you don't have to know all of it, but you could just gather the information for them because I think again, people listening to this would be like, yeah, tell me how to take this experience one step further. The
Okay.
fulfillment part of it. It might be like how to organize your back is so cool. What's behind you? Like how to organize your fulfillment table
Okay.
or desk. So that is more aligned with the end product that you sell that's serving your customer and like solving a pain for them.
Okay, I love that because that was one of our so when we first started, that was one thing we did, like a small business Saturday. We would highlight a small business owner, and then it's one of those things that we just stopped, and it's the more progress we're making, I feel like we're offering information to small business owners, but I felt like it was drifting a little bit away from our original goal, which is obviously to purchase, to use our products, and help your customers have the ultimate unboxing experience. Okay.
So I wouldn't say this to everybody. So if somebody's listening to this call and they're like, oh, I'm going to do what Jacqueline says, it's not for everybody. It's going to be for you
Right.
specifically. But you can see at the Product Boss, like we decided to go back to newsletters.
Mhm.
And I can drop a link in the show notes for people if they want to join our newsletter, if they're not on it. But the difference, because there's newsletters, which are more for community building or authority.
Okay.
So I don't think all product people, a lot of product people, a lot of my students I talk to, they're like, yeah, I send a newsletter. I'm like, I don't need a newsletter from somebody who makes kids t-shirts. I've seen people who are artists have newsletters because they're explaining their process or their travel. But the thing that's going to convert for most of you out there, if not all of you, are going to be e-commerce emails. They're very specific types of emails that are meant to sell your product. Now, because you're trying in tandem to build community, but you also have a service, like a product as a service in a way. I think you could combine with a newsletter that's like different sections. You can come up with different small business win of the week, customer experience tip or customer service tip. And then there's a way that you can marry in your product without being so salesy on it. Shout out to our designer for this new thing or vote on these 3 new prints. Even if the prints are already coming out, you can have them vote. Or love this bundle that the student did. And so those can still link back to your product and they can still have pictures, but they're not like
Mhm.
a buy this product. So sometimes it might be more front facing and sometimes it might just be more passive in conversation, but there's a really cool way that you could weave it all into a newsletter that I would open and read.
Okay. I like that.
Okay.
We can highlight somebody, let's just say they did an unboxing reel or tagged us in a reel. We can highlight that or show a review, talk a little bit, like you said, more community, and then highlight what somebody did or showcase a small business themselves to bring that community piece back together. Okay.
And then because not a lot of product people do this because this is a little bit more positioning you as an expert and you happen to have a product to sell us in the newsletter route versus the other way. So you could have a free guide that you give away. That might be really cool for you to do on ManyChat, where it's like a free guide to getting like great unboxings from your customers or a customer experience checklist to make sure you've got all these things done. Like you can come up with something. So that's the concept of how these newsletters can work where you weave it in.
Okay. That just feels
Does that make
more
sense?
organic, and like you said, you have the hyperlinks, you can still promote your business and products, Yeah, because I felt like it was as much as I loved giving the information, I felt like it was just all give,
For
and
what?
then when it was
Yeah.
time to sell my product, I was like, "What do I do with this?"
So when I say that is that while you're doing the newsletters that could be weekly,
Mhm.
you could then do feature e-com emails if you wanted also on a second day of the week, or you could do a newsletter once every 2 weeks. And then on the other week, you do a sales type one where you're
Okay.
featuring a product. So then imagine then that product is, where'd your stuff go? This was an image, or it was like introducing like the done for you mailer packs, bundles, whatever you want to call it. And like the email was just this one. And oh, customer fave, self love Shania. And then it's this, but this is this is like this image. And then you can
Got
see
it.
it says like shop. And then there's other images down below, shop mailers, shop stickers, shop thank you cards. So you can do lots of variations of this. And this is more of a direct e-commerce shop now. And the other one is like community building and not being super salesy, but it allows for interaction with your customer and helpfulness. So you're just top of mind all the time.
Right. Okay. Awesome. Okay.
Again, we see how getting clear on your target customer makes everything else fall into place. Gina's social media strategy isn't necessarily bad, but it isn't solving problems for her ideal customers. We talked about pivoting to more of a newsletter that will allow her to give back to her customer while still finding room to bring it back to her product. This isn't a solution that will work for everyone, but it's the kind of thinking that can only come once you know who you're trying to reach. And then I would incentivize and show, let's say they wanted to buy all three and they couldn't decide, they could buy 25 of each. Because you were saying
Mhm.
how to create more bundle options for my products to bring AOV higher. Part of the issue is that you have this, like this, I was trying to look at it and I was like, could they truly all be mix matchable? They can't as of right now, right? They're
Right.
very specific in their set. So
Mhm.
long term, you could think, do I have sets that I could bring out that actually can be mix match so that I could
Yep.
almost buy two of them and it's the same brand and I could cross over the stickers. So I think long term you can get into that and that would add. But I think if you can incentivize buying more, buy more, save more, or you could also do some sort of subscription
Okay.
so every 30 days, that's white glove service to me because then I don't have to think about the reorder. They can set it and be like, yeah, every 30 days I need 50. Can you just put me on a 50 recurring?
Right. Which is great.
Yeah,
And that was something in my mind for the new 4 designs for summer. They are strictly poly mailers, and they all can go with one of my existing stickers and insert cards. So that was one of
cool.
my thought processes already is, okay, I wanna invest, I wanna get some new prints because that's what everybody's asking for, but I didn't have all the money for all the stickers and insert cards, so we pulled color palettes, and so they're gonna start to coexist together a little bit more.
Perfect. And
Mhm.
so your marketing messaging, whether you do stop motion, but I think the idea is going to be showing all the variations you can combine.
Right.
And so that'll be really fun for you to show, like constantly showing the mix and match the same way that you'll see it on Pinterest where people do like capsule collections on how to dress like in a capsule collection and they'll show you like buy 10 pieces and all the different ways you can wear it. That would
Yeah.
be interesting for you on like how you can mix and match because now we can actually get them to spend more. Maybe the price point goes up to $75 and more and it's free shipping. I'm not saying you should change it yet. But if you were able to see that people were starting to buy more, then I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, I can't decide. I don't want them all to be that set, but I love that they can all intermix. How fun is that?" And
Right.
then they're doing that whole thing and then you're starting to show it. People are going to buy what you show them. So if you don't show it, they're not going to buy it. So you just have to be there. They just can't wrap their brains around being as creative as you are. It's fine.
Yeah.
So you're just going to have to hit them over the head with it every week.
Very cool. Okay. Show that yeah. That is so true though.
Yeah, I know this from selling wholesale. If I only showed you this shirt in black, but I know I had it in like red and blue and pink, but I didn't show it to you in red and blue and pink, they won't buy it. They'll only buy what they see. They just can't. Maybe if I showed it in red, but I was like, it's also available in black, people can be like, yeah, black's easy. I can pick black, I can pick white, but the color part they need to see. Just keep thinking about that. But I think you're on your way. Like you are crushing it. You're 6 months into business, like you're making money. You've had wins and successes. It's just getting creative with the ways that you sell and just know that it's test and try. And I think also the idea of you reaching out to customers can do a big thing for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. So tell everyone listening how they can buy from you and how
Okay.
they can follow you and support you.
Awesome. So we are on all socials at The Hype Girl Supply Co. And our website is thehypegirlsupplyco.com. And reach out to me. I respond. I am the only ones in my inbox and DMs. That's something that's really important to me. I respond to every message. It might not be right away, but I do
But you'll get
respond.
there.
Yep, I do. I do respond. And I love just connecting with other small businesses. So
Thank you for doing what you're doing and helping make our lives easier as small product-based businesses. So awesome. Everyone go out and support her. And thanks again.
thank you so much, Jacqueline.
I love what Dana is doing with Hype Girl Supply Co. How cool is it to see a product business that is all about helping other product bosses? And lucky for her, that means her ideal customer is all of you out there listening. So, what did we cover in this session? We got really clear on who Dana is speaking to, and I encouraged her to stop waiting for customers to come to her and to start reaching out to them herself. Listen, we want her to become a standout brand, right? We want her to stand out in a crowded market. So, we also discussed some ways to make her offer clearer and communicate the value she can bring. As always, I hope that you took something away from this episode and that you can apply it to your own business. And I'd love to hear from you. So head over to Instagram and send me a direct message, or a DM as the kids call it, at The Product Boss. And if Hype Girl Supply Co. sounds like something that could help your business, reach out and support another small product-based business like yourself, right? They're amazing and you're amazing. And remember, we're all in this together. Thank you for being here and listening all the way through the Product Boss podcast. If you love our show and it has helped you in any way in your business, would you mind doing 2 things for us? Subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode and leave us a review. Reviews help other product entrepreneurs know that this is the place to be to grow their businesses and realize that they're not alone. And we know that you all know that a 5-star and honest review helps you sell more products to more people. So you know that your reviews help us reach more listeners around the world. Remember, what we give is what we receive, and we are all about helping each other in the Product Boss community. We are all in this together. We would be so appreciative of you if you could take the time right now to subscribe, leave a review, and even share this episode on social or someone you know so we can impact more lives. And remember, subscribing means that you will get notified each time we release a new episode so you never miss a thing. You have helped us grow and climb into the top 10 of all marketing podcasts, and together we can keep climbing. Thank you, friends. And remember, there is room at the top for all of us.